Hello again, my name is Tara Miggetz and I'm an attorney with the law offices of Drinkwater and Goldstein. In our last video we talked about photographs and the importance of taking photographs. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 key ingredients of a slip and fall event. And I'm calling it an event rather than an accident or an incident on purpose. And that's partly why we're talking about the 3 key ingredients. The first ingredient is shoes. Frequently when you are involved in a slip and fall event, the other side is going to ask you, well, what kind of shoes were you wearing? How old were they? How new were they? Were you used to walking in them? And so one of the things that for every client who we have who's involved in a slip and fall event, we ask them to give us their shoes. And we maintain their shoes because shoes in a slip and fall case frequently become evidence, because you want to look at the tread on the shoe. You want to look at the type of shoe that it was. For women, were you wearing a high heel shoe? And that's because the type of shoes that you were wearing can become a key piece of evidence in the case for the second key ingredient, which is the floor. So if you are wearing shoes which are not slip resistant and you are on a rather slippery floor, you're more likely to slip and fall than if you were wearing slip-resistant shoes on a non-slippery floor. And so the shoes can become important and frequently, unfortunately, are used to say that the person failed to take proper care with regards to the footwear they were using. But when you're looking at the floor, which is the second ingredient, you are looking at the surface. So you want to pay attention to what kind of surface that it is that you're walking on, because frequently a slippery floor or a wet floor is going to cause you to slip and fall. And so it's important, as we talked about in our previous video, to photograph the area in which you fell. You know, days or weeks or months or years later, you may not remember that there was a slippery substance on the floor or specifically what the floor looked like, but if you took pictures, you can specify what the floor looked like and whether or not there was in fact a liquid or a slippery substance on the floor. And then the third key ingredient is people. People, you say? Yes, people. If you are wearing high heels, running over a wet surface, you can be sure that the insurance company and the defense attorney is going to say that you are more at fault than the owner of the place where you slipped and fell, because you should not have been running while wearing high heels. So you look at the people, because in New Jersey is a contributory negligence standard state, which means that we look at the percentage that a person contributed to their injury. And so in New Jersey, if you are found to be 51 or more % responsible for your slip and fall event, then you do not receive a recovery. However, if you are 50% or less responsible, then you receive a recovery. So people are important as well. Were there any witnesses? Are they going to testify as to how you were walking, standing, running? Are they going to be able to testify as to what the surface of the floor was? Were there employees in the area? Was an incident report done? Were there prior incidences in that same area where other people slipped and fell? So the reason that it's important to know whether there's an incident report or whether there have been prior events at the subject location is because in a slip and fall event, the person who is injured has to establish that the owner of the property had a duty and that they breached the duty in some way. And so if you can establish that the owner of the property knew or should have known of the hazardous condition or defect and failed to warn you, then they have breached that duty. And you can assert and establish damages and a breach of duty, which would entitle you to a recovery. If you have been involved in a slip and fall event, please feel free to contact us at 856-753-5131. Again, my name is Tara Miggetz, and I'm an attorney with the law offices of Drinkwater and Goldstein. Thank you.